Today I'm going to talk about buying an RV. And the first thing I want to say is this is just my opinion, and opinions are like noses. Everybody's got one. You may agree, you may not disagree, but it's just an opinion, okay? First of all, I'm kind of aiming this towards those of you out there that are in their 60s. Let's just say 65. Now, for you men out there, 65, you're going to go out there and you're going to look at an RV that you wished you had when you were 50. You know, you feel like you're still young and all of that, but the 15 years that went between 50 and 65 are not going to be as dramatic as the 15 years that are going to happen between 65 and 80. So one of the things I'm thinking you might want to think about is what kind of RV are you going to want or can handle when you're 80? So think about that, because between 65 and 80, you're going to change a whole lot more physically, mentally, and with, your capabilities than you did between 50 and 65. Now, the first thing to look at is, do you want a car that drives like a house, or do you want a house that drives like a car? If you want a car that drives like a house, maybe you want to get a Sprinter van or a Mercedes van, or one of those really nice little vans that have been turned into a living space. The other way is, do you want to get a house that drives a little bit like a car? Well, then you're going to get an RV. A lot to think about there. Now, if you're not sure, I'm going to say something different than I did in my previous video. Don't sell your house. Put everything in storage. Rent your house for a year, and that way you won't have burned the bridge. So if you find that you get out there for a year and you don't like the RV life, well, you can always come back. I know what you're thinking. Oh my gosh, I'll come back to a house that's trashed. Well, if your town has a hospital or a university, you can check there. Hospitals have doctors coming in and working on their residencies and things like that. You might get a doctor who you post on their at the hospital's bulletin board, and you might get a nice doctor who's willing to rent for a year. Or at a university, you can have professors that are coming over and working on research projects for a year that you can get. So a university or a hospital is a great place to look for a renter. And that way, if the RV life isn't for you, you can come back. Oh, another thing to remember, I don't know, most of us have heard of it, but maybe you haven't. It's called the 10-year rule. A lot of campsites don't allow you in there with an RV that's over 10 years old. Doesn't matter if it's a $250,000, fantastic looking, been kept in a garage RV. If it's over 10 years, sometimes they just say no. Something to think about. Now for me, this rig you see back here in the back, I got my rig because one of the things is because it's only 18 feet long. And why is 18 feet the magic number? 18 feet fits in a parking spot. So I can go to any grocery store, any, Walmart, anywhere and park in a regular parking spot. And for me, as I get older, that makes a difference, and 18 feet, being able to pull into a regular parking spot. I've overnighted just on the side of on the side of the street in a small town. Nobody's said anything because, I'm not taking up 3 spaces with a giant rig and all of that. So another thing to think about, gentlemen, is this the rig you're going to get? Is it something that not only you can drive, but your wife can drive? Is it something that in 15 years she'll still be able to drive and maintain and take care of? In case anything happened to either one of you, can the other person take over the main responsibilities of driving and maintenance and all of that with the RV. So that's something to think about. Now, here's a can of worms. I'm not sure what to say about buying brand new versus buying used. A lot of people say if you buy brand new, you know everything that's ever happened to that RV. And some people say, as soon as it gets off the lot, it depreciates quite a bit, and buy something that's maybe a year old and let somebody else, get all the kinks out of it. And buying a year old, you save a lot of money, and you'll know exactly what worked, what didn't work, and what got fixed on the RV. So I'm not sure either way on that one. But please put in the comments what your thoughts are about buying brand new versus buying used. Save money versus know everything about it. Kind of like that. Either way, I've changed my wording, my thoughts a little bit. If you're not sure about being in an RV, don't sell, rent, try something. At the end of a year, you'll know. You'll know if you're going to want to be in an RV the rest of your life or not. And if not, you haven't burned your bridge and you can go back. So those are a couple little tidbits that I want to put out there. And like I said, it's just my opinion, and opinions are like noses. Everybody has one. So I'd love to hear, some of your opinions on these topics. And as always, I'll keep posting if you keep watching. Thank you very much. Bye.